Hello YouTube and our fellow traders, how are you? And one more time I'm bringing this video over SPY. As you have seen in past, I pretty much try to dig down on the SPY levels in couple of past videos, and I kind of revisit all of them, and I found in past three videos the SPY is pretty much targeting the PTs, like price target which I'm giving in the pre-market even before starting the video. So today again is Saturday, 11:20 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I mean it's quite late, but uh, yeah, like when you have kids, this is the only time you can start to work on these kind of stuff. The entire day always busy with the kids. They have a small carnival in their school, so had to go there, then take care of some yard stuff, and that's how the day passes. Day passes fast on Saturday. And I think we all love that Saturday should go fast because there are no trading sessions, nothing opens, and we always look for, oh, what should I do, what will be happen on Monday, what will be happen on Sunday. But this week, guys, it's gonna be interesting. And uh, and I think if you follow the markets on Friday, then you all know what I'm talking about, right? So what I'm talking about is on Friday, if we look at this particular pre-market, the market starts and started to consolidate, came little bit down as I explained in the video, like we should see some 589. And then the volume was damn slow, but it was keep going up, and our target was 595, right? So they did not even push the, like, bears were unable to push the market down at all. Like bulls were crazy on Friday. Look at these dips. They were buy every single dip, and this is 15-minute charting. Every single dip bought by the bulls, right? And that's how the market pushes higher and higher and higher, and then eventually it sits at the resistance which was coming from 4 hours. So that is where the pullback was expected. And if you want to know which 4-hour resistance I'm talking about, let me show you this 4 hour, right? However, if I show you and zoom out over here, the very small gap left, right? This very small gap left, right? I mean, they did right little bit, only how many cents? Maybe let me show you. Let me show you what is the high of this candle. The high of this candle was 594.50. So they couldn't touch 595. That is the only thing, like that is the only scope which I got little doubt when the market after hours, see a good decline, right? We will talk about this candle. So let's talk about this candle first, this 4-hour candle, right? And then we will talk about this particular candle, right? And that's how you should dig down. Like, always look for the candles, 4 hours candle or the daily candle, which gives a broader scenario, which gives you bigger scenario, right? So like in 4 hours, we see right here this resistance is sitting at 595. And why I'm saying that, let me just look at the chart history. Let me draw a kind of horizontal line, right? This one and this, right? And let me turn this to yellow. So things will be clear. Okay, now look back in history what happened at that point. Right? If I keep going back, look at this. Look at this particular zone, right, which was created. This was the selling zone between 26 February to March 3rd. And then we see a good sell off, right? So the selling starts from this particular 595 zone, right? If I write it down, this particular zone I'm talking about 595, right? And then they retrace it back to check whether that was a real, bear scenario. It came back again, and then we see again a good sell off. And then this sell off did not stop at all, right? It was keep going down and down until as it finds some support over here at 549. So, but was this a real support, this 549? So, because look at this, right after 549, we see a good pump to 572, right? So these are the levels, right? I mean, from 595 to 549, right? And then it retraced back to 572, right? And then if we try to look again, 572, and then we see one more flush in the market to 482. So now again, what happened one more time? I see the market, after making base. So look at this: sell came, and then sell again here 481, retrace 524, sell again check the same level 486, buy back to 547 because this is the point where the sell off started agar. So 547 and 549 is very good support for now, right? Because this act as resistance how many time? One, two, three, four, five. So I will consider this as kind of a good resistance. Let's draw a line. Let me bring this line here, right? So this is making something clear here, right? This point, this point, this one, this one, and then it started to go up like this, right? So I will consider one of the support at 549 if everything is started to break, right? So on 4 hour charting, I must say right now the market is sitting at such a level because we see, this, like, you can say anything, like you can say this is our supply zone, or you can say this was an order block on 4 hours, right? And then lot of people comes with different concepts by mentioning this particular as a resistance, this and that, right? I mean, there are so many terms which you can use, but I will use a very simple term which I can say, the sell off zone, right? That will be easy to understand for everyone. This was a sell off zone in past, right? And then we see the same sell off again at this point, right? So this was entire sell off zone. However, it did not touch 595, and then we see some bad news after hours on the market. So let's see that, like, this is what gonna be interesting because the bulls wanted to touch the 595, but they left with like 60 points. So would it able to retrace back, when it opens on Monday? Would it try back again for 595 or not? So this thing we will try to understand now in this video, right? What could be the scenarios where it will try to touch again and try to see if what are the scenario where it will try to find out that if I want to touch again 595, right? So let's see. So after breaking down of 4 hours, if you look at 4 hours bullish candles, One candle I can talk about is this, right? One another bullish candle on 4 hour or bullish engulfing on 4 hours is this and this. So these are very solid support, I must say, because these candles, these candles are not just made by the retail traders. These are the institutional candles, right? So, and market respect institutional candles because whenever they try to go down, there are buy lot of buy orders. There are number of buy orders which executed immediately, and that could be the reason. That is always the reason the bears has to, stay down, and that's how the lower order fills, and that's how market started to go up, right? So now let's talk about this particular candle, which was created after our market, what it does and how much damage it can do, right? So if you look at it, this particular candle, this particular candle starts at what time? 4 p.m. after hour in the market, and that market goes until, right, I mean, close to 6, right? The 6 p.m. usually market close, right? So right in 2 hours, what it did, it came back to 588. So 588.49 was the support from. So 588, for like, if you look at it, the 588.49, this level was, it was struggling, right? How many days it struggled? Let's see. One, two, right? 1 minute. Two, and then three, then four, five, 6. So after 6 days, this particular level was able to close. So bulls try 6 days continuous and then they were able to broke this particular level. Right? So that is what I'm saying. Because just in one candle, 1 2 hours candle, break that particular 6 days struggle of bulls. And that is what making me thinking, or there are expectations on Monday morning we must see a gap down, and we must see a gap down, a good gap down in the market, right? Maybe it's like uh, maybe 3 to 4% already, right? Or maybe a 10%. Because there was a news from Moody's, there was a news from Moody's. They are the one who decided, like, since their existence is since 1909, and their data, they do a research report on the basis of lot of factors. There are a lot of factors involved in this video. We are not talking about all of them, but what else I can say that they are the one. There are only three, research reports. On the based of that, see the spicy declined, or spy decided the levels, right? So that report came negative, and whenever that report came negative in past four scenarios since 2008, we see a good sell off wide across the market. And it's not just US, it's Asia, it's Europe, right? We can see wide sell off, Asia, Europe, everywhere, right? So the data they provided so far, that they given some US credit rating which are not good, right? And that is what, where we started to see sell off in the SPY at the end of the day. right? So what I am thinking now, the next target should be, because bears ate up all the bulls 6 days hard work just in 2 hours candle. So there is a huge possibility that this market, you know, pre-market, maybe pre-market, they did not get more time because they got only 2 hours after our, after market. Maybe we see the breakdown of this particular candle, right? And if I look at the high and low of this candle, the low of this candle is 581.90. So this, the bullish candle created on 13th May, they can try to take this particular sell off, like they will try to take this particular 4 hour candle down. So that is my next target is, so if the gap down opens on Monday, the target could be, the target will be, let me write it down, 581, 581, yes, 581, 583. However, they will definitely try to break this candle, right? So I would consider 585 to 583, 585 to 583, and the lower circuit, the low of this candle, which is 581. If 581 breaks, right, we can see, I'm telling you guys, if we see 581 break, then we can see 564 in coming weeks. Maybe not this week, right? But in coming weeks, the 564 level is possible, right? And why it's possible, let me show you. Let me show you in this example. So suppose the bulls tried, so look at the levels, right? In how many days they reach from there to there. So 12th May, the low of this candle was 571. So from 571 to 1 2, right, on 12th May, 13th May. So this particular huge gap, right, just in 2 days, they brought the market up from here to here, right? And this was a huge gap over sitting here. So this gap has not filled, and market might try to, come down. Once this level break, market will try to come down here to fill this particular gap. So if we talk only in terms of technical level, right? So let me tell you one more time. So let's revisit our level one more time. So we were discussing they already broke 6 days hard work of bulls, which they were trying to maintain, right? Which they try to, which level was acting as a resistance, they already broke it in the after hour trading session. So right at Monday, it's, I'm sure what they're gonna do is they try to break this 583 level right in the pre-market. Okay. However, if I look at shorter time frame, let's see how many more supports are still there and where, which levels, right? 5 minute is a good time frame to check this. So 585 and 584. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you guys. I don't see any other place where we have liquidity. Entire liquidity is sitting in this particular zone right now. 585, and the next is this 584. So definitely, the market should see a gap down on Monday, right? And this will be our target, right? Because I show you why, how this is possible, and why this will be possible. So this particular liquidity, because like we see one bounce, two bounce, this bounce, and this bounce. So two times the market bounce from three times. So one, two, and three. So three times the market bounce from this level. There is a possibility it could have bounced, but if you look here, it we see a wick. We see a wick. Like so, when the market close finally, look at this wick, right? So the low of this wick was 588.20. So there they find some buyers, right? And the order filled. When the order filled, this candle got some buyers, and it able to make a high of 588.55. So think about it, where in past it was getting lot of support, even at that level it sees buyer, but how much up it went? Only 30 cents. I understand it was, post hour trading, but the bulls are always there, right? I mean, if these are algos, then their order should fill, and we should see at least the bull should supposed to retrace up to this level, which is 589. But it rejected. The next candle did not appear, but it looks like, this candle couldn't, this filled the order, but still we see selling here, right? It is not a bullish or engulfing or any kind of candle, right? And this is a hammer basically. So inverted hammer is bullish, but this type of hammer is not bullish. All right. So on 5 minutes, it created this structure, which is a bearish structure for now, right? So all I can say is no high hopes. Like if you are into calls or leaps, those are fine. But the short term options contract will see a good, good option premium will be crushed, right? So what I can do, I can just remove this drawing quickly. All right. So let's not waste more time on it, but I try to dig down as much as I can, right? And this is what was hoping that so this is the only level, guys. I'm telling you, this is the only level. This 588.35. Right now, if I come on 1 minute, right, let's look at this 8 p.m. The high of this 8 8 p.m. was 588.4, so it couldn't cross 589. So now I'm sure what's gonna happen. So we dissect everything. I show you why I'm sure, right? Because here on those levels where it bounced three times and achieve good result, even those level were failed around 8 p.m. because bears were so aggressive. They try to buy the order, but we see this candle, you know could not be they could not be created this candle as a bullish engulfing. So when this thing happen, what happened? The market will see another low, and this low can take this market to next level of support, which is 585 and 586. So in the pre-market, the market will open, first thing, the market will open gap down, right? And up to where in the gap down, they will test these two levels, 585 to 584. So this is a buy zone basically. So we should see some bounce at this particular level. And what will happen? They will try to retrace it, right? Once they try to break this level again, there's a chance it will try to retrace it. A retrace can go up to here, right? Because nothing in the middle, right? So as soon as it go down, it will come up. Or there is a good chances they will throw this down to this level and only the retracement up to 585. If this thing happens, right? If we see retracement only up to 585, then on 15 minutes we have bigger liquidity, right? And that liquidity is sitting right over here at 580, right? And the last level is 578. If these levels break, then we can see a wide sell off to 564, right? So what are the down targets? Let me explain one more time, right? Remove 7 point. So let me write it down, those down targets one more time. Okay. So these will be our, this is our expectation on Monday. And I'm pretty sure the market will do the same. Market will open as gap down. And first, um, as a gap down, right? And right at gap down, I am thinking we will see the market at somewhere around 585. Okay. First PT 585. Okay. Second PT, 5 breakdown of 585, right? And so second, I must say PT is 584. Let's not take the decimal one. 584.41 or 584. This has a great good liquidity sitting over here. 584.25. So 584.25. This is PT2. If both of them broke, right, what I'm hoping is both will not, both will can break. I mean, it's not a big deal over here. If these two breaks, then this will be the liquidity. The market will try to grab this liquidity after that, right? Which one? I'm talking about this 580 and 580.27. So let me bring 5 minutes again, and the levels are over here, right? And the third PT would be 580. Yes, third PT is 580. This is a pure bearish scenario, I told you. Okay, now this was a discussion of bearish scenario. How much pain we can see in the market? It can go up to 580 on Monday, which is today 17, 18, and 19. Anyway, future will open tomorrow, Sunday 6 p.m. Eastern. We can revisit this SPY level. So that will tell us the actual story, what's going to happen. Maybe the future will open as minus 100 negative, right? All right. So these three levels I have written down. Market will open as gap down from 588. We should see 585. In the pre-market itself, it will break down the 584 level. So if these two level, they will try to, if you see the bounce at 584 level, and then 585 will be retracement, and then we will see one more sell off which will take this spy to 580. This is what I am thinking. However, whenever you are opening a position, the execution of trade is important. So when you see the market is going, immediately downside, do not enter put right at that point. Let's market settle down, means let's do a sell off. After, right after sell off, whatever, what will happen, there will be orders which were not filled in the past, they will filled. The market will try to do see a retracement, and then look for from where the sell off starts. So suppose if sell off start at 585 dot something, then market will try to retrace the same level, right? To to, so it can take all the orders which were not filled, and then we can see another sell off, then we can see another sell off to 580. So these are the PTs, just keep in the mind. Bullish scenario, I am not bullish on Monday, but let me discuss the bullish scenario as well. If market hold this level, right, and in pre-market, if market proves that it can go up from here, so this will be our first resistance, 589.40, right? And then we should see a sell off. All right, but sorry guys, I don't want to confuse anyone. Bullish scenario could take the lead this, like if it is hold, if they are able to hold these two level 588 and 589 in the pre-market, then we can see a new higher high, right? So all story will be tell by pre-market, but as we see those sell off at the end of the day, that can leads to sell off, not just not just US stock exchange, but it will impact Europe, it will impact Asia, it will impact Hang Seng, Hong Kong, all other entire market. Europe, London, Asia, these three markets I'm selling, like the sell off will be there. And then the US market will open at 4 a.m. Eastern, and then you can see the impact of that sell off will lead this particular thing to go down, and that's why the market will open as gap down. All right guys, so when you say bullish scenario, I don't want you to think about the bullish scenario, only if possibility, if the bulls were able to hold this liquidity. But I don't want to confuse anyone, I'm not bullish, I'm so sorry. If the market opens bullish, I will be out for a day, I will not do trading on that day. I'm not gonna do any trade on Monday. Yes. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, any concern, I have given you these three targets. Market will open as a gap down. They try to break 585. There will be a retracement. Maybe that retracement come when the market opens. And then again, from the same level, from 588, we see another sell off, because the sell off cannot be done just once, because that's how the bears structure form in the market. They take the market, if you see a structure, higher high, sorry, higher lows and lower low, higher low and lower low, then follow the scenario. I'm pretty sure then we can see 580 within next week, right? And if this all sell off occur, then the 564, which I have not mentioned here, but that is also possible in coming week. And that is where I'm saying, like, these 4 hour, this is where I see the good consolidation occurred in past, this area. So I am hoping market must retrace to 567, and that is where, like, I will start it to open some calls. When we hit or touch 566 and 564, I will start to buy the calls, and target will be 583. All right. So that scenario we will discuss, but not not in this video. All right. So I have given you, like pretty much all the reason that why we should see a sell off uh, on Monday, right? So read about that Moody's firm research and their reports. Three time they given the negative reports, and we see at least 10% sell off entirely across the globe, right? So this is what all I can say, guys. Make sure the best thing should you should do is keep your capital until the end of the trading day, right? So whenever you see the opportunity, you can always get into the market and buy the cheapest stuff. One last thing I can say to my fellow traders, to all my friends: don't be overexcited, don't get too emotional when you see, oh, the market start to go red, right? Do not just put on first red candle, right? What you can do is try to play safe. Make sure this first red candle sell off you see, and you draw a line over it, right? Maybe in second candle you see another low. In third candle they try to come up, right? And in fourth candle they try to touch up to here. So, and then wait for this closing. If this particular closing is closing below of this candle, right, that's a confirmation that the market tried, but it's failing, like it's a double top situation, and that is where you can take a risk of opening a put for on the retracement, and the target will be this particular low and the next low. So that is where you should open a put, not at this particular point. Because if the trade execution is wrong, then you will just keep thinking, like whether I should take a stop loss or this and that. If you come so many questions in the mind, it means either your position is big, right? Or either you have not done your homework before the trading starts. All right, guys. So this is all I can say. So if you like my video, please let me know in the comment section. I would really appreciate that. But make sure these three levels just keep in the mind. However, these levels are all only valid when the market open as gap down. If the market open as gap up, I will wait. I will wait for this market to develop some new, structure or pattern. All right. All right, guys. Then have safe and happy trading on Monday. I will make one more video which will provide some targets and PTs for Nvidia and Tesla. All right, guys. All right, guys. You know have a nice night. Good night and happy Sunday. All right. Thank you.